everyone, my name is Elaine, and I'm going to spend some time talking about everything I feel is wrong with playing a cleric on Unison League today. And to be honest, the cleric was the first class I chose. I gravitated towards it. I tend to play healers in the RPGs and other games I play, and I was really, really excited to play this class, but as I've taken more time to get to know it and as I've played it over the years, I've realized that there are a lot of problems and there are a lot of things that kind of make me regret my decisions sometimes, so that's really what I'm going to be talking about today. First of all, the cleric was designed to be a tanky class. Essentially, you're supposed to put the majority of your cost in your armor stat and your helmet stat. The cleric gets a bonus off of hats and helmets, which is the opposite side of that coin. And that's fine. I like to be tanky. I like surviving all the attacks. But this causes problems. It makes them a lot less versatile because the only class that you can easily, at this point, switch to when you want to multi-class is the Rook, whose damage output is based off of your defense and magic defense. You can't really do this with anything else. You don't have the right weapons, you don't have the right gear, you don't have enough cost in your weapons to really do a decent amount of output, and that's kind of annoying. And it's also really bothersome because you can't do as much on your own. I remember when the Tower of Judgment first came out, all my guildmates basically blew through it immediately, and they don't play clerics primarily. There are things like mages and archers, and I think there was a lancer or two, but they blew through everything because of the way the tower is designed and your damage output is converted. Basically, for each one of your weapons, your computer teammates get those same weapon costs and type, and your output is basically based off of your weapons, your damage output. And because I'm a cleric and I only had, maybe four weapon slots at the time, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do enough damage in the time allotted to complete anything, and I never got them done, and that was annoying. I had spent all this time designing, quote, the perfect cleric, but I couldn't complete quests designed for cleric. It was really fucking annoying. I'm still kind of frustrated about that. I would like to multi-class, but I really can't so much right now because of the way my character was designed. I'd have to put a lot of time and effort into getting things like that potion that lets you do your stats or the scrolls. But that takes a lot of time, like I said, because there's, a limit on how long you can use the potion. And also just costs. Like, I'm a free-to-play player. I can't spend tons of gems on restatting all the time or restatting permanently, especially when I've designed a character to be a specific way. Like, I wouldn't be very good at anything, and that's a little bothersome. Second, a lot of people feel like clerics aren't needed later in the game. And that's because when you have a bunch of stronger DPS, which most people are decent DPS now, they get through a quest so quickly that they don't even get injured or they have healing monsters with them. So the cleric is basically useless for these people. And that bothers me. I don't like feeling like my class isn't very helpful or like people don't want to take me on quests because I delay them. No, if you have a bunch of DPS, usually you can get through, let's say, a harder quest in, point of conversation 4 minutes. But if I'm along, it might take like 6 minutes. So people won't want to take me with them. And that's annoying because I want to quest, I want to use my AP, I want to get better, but no one wants to take me because, quote, I'm not needed. And that's bothersome. Another big problem are the slow animations, and this is especially true for area heals. This is a problem, especially in certain situations like Colosseum or Mobius or Guild Battle, or again, harder quests, like really, really hard ones, because I have a team of usually 5 people, including myself, that I need to heal and keep safe. That's my job. I'm the cleric. I'm supposed to keep them alive. But I can't do that if my area heals are so slow I can't get them off in time before they die, or if which more or less forces me to use the must faster animation single heal, which only heals a single person, leading to death. I don't really understand why the game is designed that way. I think it's kind of obnoxious. I wish there was a change. I wish there was a way I could maybe toggle off my animations so I could save people. Because it's a problem mainly in things like Guild Battle and Mobius. Like, I just can't get them off fast enough. Especially because the area heals also usually have a longer cooldown period. It's just a huge problem. I know the game is supposed to present some sort of challenge, but I feel like this makes it impossible to be effective most of the time, or in a lot of situations, at least a lot of situations, and that really bugs me. Another thing that bothers me is that even if I get monsters in my stats, so defense, M defense, or let's say mat attack with mat defense, or regular defense, they just don't do damage. Damage output for monsters is determined by your attack and your mad attack, and because as a cleric you typically don't have much of the regular attack, your monsters basically do nothing. So everyone in my guild battle will do all this damage, and then my monster comes off and it does like nothing or 10k, and I'm just like, cool, I feel so helpful. I'd like to feel like even though my class isn't designed to hurt other people, it's designed to help my team specifically, it's a support class, that I could also do some damage output sometimes, especially because I usually outlive my guildmates and then I'm kind of just there and maybe I throw out my monster, or I survived the first Unison attack and I'm just there and my monster goes off and then it does nothing and I'm still sitting there awkwardly like, okay, this is fun, we're in a stalemate because I'm tanking everything and I can't kill you. It just bugs me. I feel like things aren't balanced. Like, I understand why things are this way. I guess it makes some degree of sense. But I feel like if we had a few monsters that were based more off of defense stats, it would be better, just because of these situations where we get stuck in stalemates. I already touched on this briefly, but I feel like a lot of people don't want to take me on quests because it winds up causing time. The fact that I'm not doing any damage makes quests take longer. So I basically will watch all my friends do quest after quest after quest, and then they kind of like pity take me with them. And that bugs me a little bit. Another thing that really bugs me too is the fact that I basically need to like beg for help to accomplish anything. I could not do any of my accomplishment milestone quests. Like, I couldn't get my second tier cleric without my guildmates, whereas they could basically do everything themselves because they're damage output characters and all they had were crappy computers. Like, that bugs me. I should be able to do things myself. I want to be self-sufficient, and I can't be as a cleric. And this is the most pronounced when it comes to the tower, which I said earlier, the Tower of Judgment. I could not do the cleric stuff by myself. I still can't. I need to do some sort of conversion, and I just don't have the gems I need to do that. And that bothers me. I really want to get those extra moves. I want to be able to unlock my weapons, and I can't. So there you have it. That's everything that I can think of is wrong with clericing or being a cleric on Unison League. Do you think there's anything I missed? I want to know. Let me know in the comments, and if you liked what you saw here today, please like this video and subscribe. Also hit that notification bell so you know what's up, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.